salamandermn said. Please remember to hit that like button. Jack_Skellington said. Hi, just lurking, like, dropped and shared.
Hey yo! Welcome everybody to Salamander Racing. I am Salamander. Most people call me Sal. Thanks for stopping in early, Jack, and for sharing that out. You're on top of it. I was in the process of trying to do that, and you beat me to it. So I did qualifying for the PHG Exhibition series. The race is tonight, so I plan on streaming it tonight. I've done no testing. So I figured I was going to spend a little bit of time, this is probably going to be a short stream, just doing some testing. Try to figure out, mainly trying to figure out top speed and fuel mileage. I ended up going online just before we started here, checking to get the specs of all the Group 3 cars, meaning the BOPT Group 3 cars. So what their horsepower is and what their weight is. And
PHG Mustang Chuck.
I think I've gotten a list of like 8 or 10 of them shortly. That I want to.
You want to jump in Discord chat with me when I do?
So we'll just run like 5 laps in each of them, see what kind of top speed I can hit, and what the fuel mileage looks like at the end. So I will be doing quite a bit of writing stuff down. Oh, Chuck, I'll probably stay out of Discord only because then it'll be on the stream. But if you want to share info, actually, now that I think about it, I've got a bunch of the number keys mapped as hotkeys to OBS. So if I start typing in numbers, it's going to switch the scene on me. So that's not going to work the way I thought. Alright, I'll have to take notes on my phone, which is what I'll do. Alright, so let's see, I've got a list of all the cars,
Mustang Chuck,
and I got the ones...
Said. I just want to practice my pit entry. I don't mind if I'm on stream if that's the issue.
PHG I just want to keep it so that we
said. Either
chatting
way,
is normal.
I'll hop in shortly.
Don't worry about it. I'll probably jump into your lobby and I'll just use it for the testing ground. But let's see. I marked off the ones I wanted to test, and then we'll see how quickly we get through them. Just bear with me because now I gotta write the stuff back down.
PHG Mustang Chuck said. Well, I'm not even set up yet. You go ahead and start it.
Alright, I'll go ahead and fire up a lobby. I gotta get all the cars entered that I want to test. Or at least that I marked down. This is the car I got here. I got the GT LM race car. Because that's certainly one of them. Let's see, what else did I put down? And I may not even get to all of these. Some of them are a little out there. Sorry guys, just bear with me. I didn't think this all the way through when I started.
Jack_Skellington said, Chuck pit entrance is full speed.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. You just fly into pit road. There really isn't much to practice there. Alright, well, I'm not going to need my
Jack_Skellington
keyboard, I don't think.
Said, the biggest thing you may want to practice is strategy.
Well, strategy really comes down to really it's just fuel mileage. You know, I mean, that's really the only strategy. Alright, let's start with the Ford. See what it looks like. Like I said, I think what I'm going to do is run 5 laps out of the pits. I just need to make sure the wind is set. I'm probably going to have to change it so that there's no time change, there's no wind change, because I don't want that to affect things. We'll see. How many do I got here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 11 cars on my list. Don't necessarily need to do all of them. Our equal conditions mode is on. And it's just, it is what it is. Alright, so that's all we really need. So really there's nothing to change. If I remember right, there was really no settings. I'm gonna test everything on hard tires. If I remember right. Yeah, there's nothing to change in here. The final drive is going to help determine top speed. But I mean, top speed is really the only thing that could be weird is that if a car has a higher top speed, but it's at its top speed alone, then in the draft it's not going to get that much more speed. But Alright, end of lap 5, we'll see what the remaining laps are at. Or you know what, I'll just do 4 laps. 4 laps is more than enough to get up to speed.
Jack_Skellington said, "What I say by strategy is, do you get tires or no tires, or do you fill up with fuel or partially fill?"
That'll be dependent on fuel mileage. I mean, strategy in the middle of the race is going to be how much you can change your fuel map, if you need to, or if you can. Try to save a ton of fuel depending on where you are in the pack and what car you're driving. Alright, end of lap 4. Alright, so 177 is the top speed. Laps, we got 4 plus like 11, so it's probably gonna be 15. Yep, pretty much 15 on the nose. Okay. So 15 laps on a tank of fuel and 177. Alright, 1 car down. Next one I was going to test was the Honda NSX. Group 3.
Jack_Skellington said, Supra.
Supra's on the list. I don't know, I may be able to actually rocket through all these. I got 11 cars that are going to take, I don't know, 5 minutes apiece. Have all this testing done in less than an hour, and at least give me a baseline to start with. already it's looking like 17 laps. We'll see if that holds. Maybe even 18 laps. Five. 76. 77. Alright, so we're just as fast as Ford. See if we can hit 178 even. Actually hitting 177 a little earlier.
Said, I know the Supra is pretty quick in the draft.
NSX actually looks to be slightly faster by itself. Hits 177 earlier, and it looks like the fuel mileage is going to be way better. Sorry, Chuck.
Jack_Skellington said, and it doesn't matter if it's pushing or it's ahead.
You're talking about the Supra, Jack? There I'm at 177 already, whereas the GT was like barely getting to 177 just as I started the turn.
Jack_Skellington said, yes, the Supra.
Alright, maybe the Supra's next then. There's the end of lap 4. Okay, it's not quite going to be 18. Not able to touch 178, so we're still at 177.
Jack_Skellington.
Looks like we're going to be at 17 point something.
The Ford GT Spec 2 is a little bit faster than a Supra if I remember correctly.
77 and 17.5. $17.5.
Jack_Skellington said, at least that's the way it was before all the updates. Jack_Skellington.
Yeah, so you can get 2.5 laps more out of the
still
NSX
the same, but I don't know.
Than the GT, than the Ford GT. Yeah, let's try the Supra. Toyota. Here we are. Alright, how many laps are we going to get out of this?
PHG Mustang Chuck said, hopping in shortly. I'll stay out of your way.
I was going to say, while I'm running the tests, I don't want the draft at all. Yeah, try to stay on the opposite side of the track so I can just get uninhibited test. We're looking at 16.5 laps. Maybe. Got 176. Let's see what kind of speed we got. About 177 already. 178. Alright, Supra is definitely faster. I hit 179. Yep, 179. I hit 180. Not that lap. 179. We got 2 miles an hour better in the Supra by itself so far. Oh, the one thing I haven't taken into account though is that it is going to nighttime. Or no, the time shouldn't be changing. The temperature of the track shouldn't be changing. It should be staying at twilight. Yeah, it's just because I was on the backside.
PHG Mustang Chuck said, "Tell ya what, I've got the settings saved. I'll just create my own room.
Okay.
Don't want to inadvertently mess with your test."
Alright, that's fine. We can always get together afterwards if we want to practice or get some more data in the draft. Looks like this thing's going to top out at 179. I knew the Supra was faster. The question is, what's it going to top out in the draft? Just by itself, I mean, 2 miles an hour, that's pretty significant.
PHG Mustang Chuck said, "Perhaps. I got dinner with my folks here in a while though."
Okay. Alright, so 179. It's gonna look like 17 point some laps. Get to 180. $79 and 17.4. 17.4. Well, I mean, that's only 1/10 of a lap less than the NSX, but it's 2 miles an hour faster. So, there you go. Everybody qualified in the Peugeot, so let's just see what the Peugeot looks like in race conditions. Shaggy kind of hinted that it's probably not going to be the best qualifying car, isn't going to be the best race car. We're going to test that. This is looking like 14 laps on fuel. That's going to be way less. It's only got 6 gears. Holy crap, it's faster though at 182. It's 4 miles an hour faster than the Supra. But 3 laps less. So far. crap, this thing's quicker by itself. Like 183 is where we're going to top out. God, it's 4 miles an hour quicker. Yeah, we're looking at only 14 laps. You'd have to do some serious fuel saving. Less than 14. Say 14.0.
Papa's House of Game said,
Hey Papa.
what the difference if you use FM2?
I don't know if going to Fuel Map 2 is going to be a universal change. I'm assuming it is. I'm assuming that whatever your mileage is on Fuel Map 1, you're going to have the same percentage drop off for Fuel Map 2 is my guess. But so far, so the Peugeot is way faster so far. 4 miles an hour faster than the Supra, which was the next fastest car, but it gets 3.4 laps less fuel on a fuel run. Alright, so in the last time they had the Daytona Tri-Oval in whatever it was, nations or manufacturers, the Aston Martin was the other one that people used in the fuel mileage race with the NSX. Was it the Aston Martin DB9 or the V12? You know what? I'll just test them both. We'll start with the DB9.
Papa's House of Game said, DB9 I believe.
Alright, good. I didn't have any of the assists on. Didn't want to have to redo that. I think it was the DB9. I think the DB9 has a smaller engine in it, which means it should be better on mileage than the V12 Vantage, but we'll test them both. Oh yeah, this thing gets some great gas mileage, it's looking like. Something? Oh boy. 19? 20? It doesn't have a 7th gear. Alright, so way better gas mileage, but way slower. I mean, the Peugeot I was just doing 183.
Papa's House of Game said, slow.
Slow, but if you stick with the draft, well, the problem is you can stick with the draft, but if you don't hit with people and you come out by yourself, you will lose so much time. But this car would be one stop easy. mean, this has got 25 laps of fuel. Sheesh. I mean, fuel mix 1 the whole way, but it's going to top out at 172. 171. Yep, 172.
C Turbo 26.
Yep, 172.
Said. We talk in practice.
Yeah, we're just doing some testing. I'm doing some just standalone baseline testing here. I haven't done any testing leading up to the race tonight. I figure I gotta get this out of the way.
Said. Hey Turbo.
How's it going, Turbo?
C Turbo 26. Said. Waving hand.
Man, this is a trade-off. 172 for a top speed. We're looking at 27 laps of fuel in a 40-lap race. The question is, how is that going to change once you get to drafting it faster? Is the mileage going to drop that much? I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I mean, this thing has a long ways to go before redline too. So it's not like you're going to start running out of RPMs. Alright, so 172.
C Turbo 26. Said.
It looks like
I'm trying not to fall asleep while driving to Miami, squinting face
28. 28 laps. Wow. $172 miles per hour. And 28. Did I say it was 28 flat? 28 laps. I think I said it was 28.0. Anybody confirm that?
Papa's House of Game. Said. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Alright, let's try the V12. The V12 Vantage. See what we get out of this thing. Around 17, maybe. Pretty on par with some of the others. Oh, this one's also slow. 73. Be like 17 and a half laps of fuel, it looks like. That was 7th gear. really 173. Bit over 17 and a half, looking like. $173, 17.7. 173, 17.7.
PHG underscore squeezy.
173,
Hugging face.
17.7. 17.7 laps. And that DBR
Fernando
gets
Buttons happy fun time
crazy
hour.
good gas mileage, but
Said. Howdy.
and the V12 isn't really much faster, so. Hey Squeezy, hey Fernando. How you guys doing? Doing some testing for the race tonight, just some baseline testing. Alright, now we're gonna jump into the Corvette.
Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said. Have you tried the Jag? C Turbo 26.
I
Said.
have not done the Jag.
Howdy.
I don't have that on my list, but if you guys have, once I get done with my list, if you have suggestions of ones you want me to test, I will. Alright, let's see what the Vet does. Like, I wasn't planning on doing the Viper, because the Viper's got a big V10 in it. I'm assuming it's going to be horrible on mileage.
Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said. I love its sound. It's also very viable in race speed.
Looks like the mileage in this thing is not going to be good. Doesn't have a 7th gear. At about 15 miles to the gallon for 15 laps. We got for top speed though. Five, 6, hit 177. We hit 178. Maybe 15 and a half laps.
Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said. The vet should get you to 180.
Not looking like it.
C Turbo 26. Said. Is there boost or anything in this race? Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said. Might need a little tail wing.
Yeah, I'm testing it with no wind. I just want to get the baseline. I mean, once you get in the draft and you start changing the fuel maps around, that's going to modify everything. But you got to start with the baseline. All right, so it's looking like 177 is its top speed.
Fernando Buttons happy fun time out.
By itself.
Said. Gotcha. Must have been some wind last time I got 180 solo.
Looks like we're going to get a little over 16 laps fuel. Yeah, tailwind does a lot. More than you'd expect. Notice that while practicing at Special Stage X. Like that. The epic lap is when you can get a tailwind, when the wind changes while you're going through the corner, and you get a tailwind both ways. That's how you set your fastest lap. Alright, so 177. Maybe 16 point something. Yep. 177, 16.1. Well, so that makes it better than the Ford GT LM race car. It also did 177. But I only got, it looked like there it was going to be 15 laps of fuel. So the Corvette gets one more lap of fuel. NSX has the same speed, but it gets 17.5 laps on its fuel.
Fernando Buttons
All right,
happy
just for
fun
Papa,
time hour.
we're going to test the McLaren.
Said. Have you tried the GT test car?
I have not tried the test car. But we're going to do the McLaren now. I'm tempted to do the BMW, but watching
Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour.
watching the McLaren.
Said.
Oh, that's right. There's the F1
I
too.
like it better than the race here.
I'll have to test the F1 as well.
Papa's House of Game. Said. 650. Let's go, baby.
I didn't have the McLaren F1 on my list. I'm gonna have to test that too.
Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said. Mac.
I have a feeling the top speed on this is not going to be great. But it's great on tires, right? Wasn't that the big thing with the McLaren? Ooh, it's getting some really good mileage though. We're going to look at 18 and a half probably. The 7th gear. Speed's going to be a little lower. This definitely going to be better on mileage. Well, no, we are. There's 177.
Said. Can't worse than the V8.
178. 179. Alright, I'm kind of surprised. .179 is going to be tied with the Supra for fastest straight line speed. But I believe this is better mileage. See what it ends up as.
Papa's House of Game. Said. I think this has a 7th gear. Papa's
Nope.
House of Game.
It doesn't.
Said. Or draft.
So 179 is where we top out. Actually, we're looking at over 20 laps of fuel.
Papa's House of Game.
Well
Said.
then.
KK. Papa's House of Game. Said. GR4 does that.
I think all the Group 3s have 6 gears, I think. I haven't found one that's got a 7th gear yet. Yeah, we're looking at, okay, we're at 20.3 it's looking like. 179. That might be the sweet spot. I mean, you want, in a 40-lap race, if you can get 20 laps,
House of Game.
that's one pit stop.
Eagle does. Papa's House of Game. Said. LOL.
179. Alright, 179 is what we got. Okay, so we're at 20 point, probably 20.4, 20.3. 79, 20.4. Wow. So, of my tests so far, that's the best as far as mileage. And it's tied for second in speed. The GR Supra also did 179 miles an hour, but it only did 17.4 laps of fuel. So, alright. Anyway, let's add the F1 to my list here. I want to test that now.
Papa's House of Game. Said. I am voting for the F1. Selfishly.
Looks like mileage is going to be way less. Only has 6 gears also. At 16, somewhere around 16 to 17 laps fuel. See what we top out as far as top speed. Five, 6. 7. And right about the same time the Ford GT hit 177. Maybe 100 yards to go before the corner. Hit 178. Yep. Alright, so we touched 178. Barely. And looking like somewhere around 17 laps of fuel. Be able to hit 178 again. Yep. Just barely. Probably 17.8. 178, 17.2, 17.2. All right, I'm gonna take a really quick bathroom break here, and I will be, I'll be right back. We're back. All right, next on my list to test is the Lancer Evolution. Which apparently I don't own. I thought I did. All right, never mind. Can't. I'll have to. Or no, it's a Mitsubishi. Duh, right here. Looking at L for Lancer. Already got the racing cards on it. Yeah. Also just 6 gears. Like mileage, this thing's gonna be pretty good. Between 17 and 18. Maybe a little over 18. But it doesn't look like the speed's there. And 174 is probably going to be it. 17 some laps of fuel. Might be close to 18. Or no, it's going to be close to 17 and a half. But it's kind of slow. Doesn't look like it has an awful lot of RPMs left. .6 or 17.7 is where we're going to end up. 174. Barely 174. .74 and 17.7. All right.
Jack_Skellington said, "No new Beetle. LOL." Fernando Buttons happy
That's
fun
the next
time
one
hour,
on my list is the Beetle.
said, slow. Papa's House of Game said, Jack.shhh.
The Beetle is next.
Jack_Skellington.
In fact, I'm going to do both of the
said,
Volkswagens.
Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
Oh, but I only own one of them. There's the GTI VGT is also on the list, but that one I will have to go buy. Whoops. Alright, got racing cards on it.
Jack_Skellington said, maybe if you had the GT3 Beetle that would work.
This is the GT, or this is the Group 3
Jack_Skellington
Beetle.
said, maybe if you had the engine swap Beetle that would work better.
I don't think engine swaps are going to be allowed. It does have a 7th gear. Alright, so the first one with the 7th gear. But holy crap, is it slow.
Jack_Skellington said, Photo no tune race. Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour said, don't forget the test car. I think it is faster than the race version. That's what my memory is telling me.
I'll try it.
Papa's House of Game said, I know this thing is bad.
I mean, it gets better gas mileage than a number of the others, but 172. So the DBR9 Vantage, I think, also topped out at 172 172, maybe it was 173. I'd have to look again. But it got 24 laps of fuel.
Happy fun time hour. Zed. It's one of my main cars I run here.
Whereas this thing is just as slow as that, but does not get nearly the fuel mileage, so looks like the Beetle's out. But we'll finish the test just for posterity. Although look, Papa, I'm not spinning out in it. Going to be close to 20 miles to the gallon, which would also be right on that bubble. You wouldn't have to fuel save to make it all the way.
Zed. LOL.
72. And we're not hitting 173. So 172. This might be right around 20 laps. In fact, it probably would be because I messed with the gears. So slow. Listen to us, we're complaining that 172 miles an hour is slow. $172. 20.2. Alright, let's go run the GT, the Ford GT LM test car. I wasn't going to bother doing the newer Ford GT. But I could if people want me to. I do want to test... I don't have on my list, but I should put on the Jag and maybe the AMG and 2 of the BMWs. And I want to go get the Volkswagen GTI VGT. The VGTs are such a wild card. Kind of interested to see what that is going to be like. Ooh. So this, we're redlining already. Although it looks like redline there's an awful lot of redline. So, 177. We hit 178.
Oh, Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said. Does it have 7?
Does not have 7. $177. Looks like it's going to be right around 17 and a half laps of fuel. That's pretty similar to the other one.
Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said. Maybe I like it because it drafts well. I may have to rethink using it here over the race version.
I don't know, like I'm at the blinky red line already. I think in the other one, it did not do that. There was more RPMs to go, which to me would say in the draft would be faster. I don't know. Looks like it's going to be around 17.6.
Happy fun time hour. Said. Glad I'm watching. This side by side is great for evaluations.
$177 and 17.6. Okay, so the race car I had as 177 miles an hour, but 15 laps of fuel, whereas the test car is 17.6 laps of fuel. Look at something.
Jack_Skellington said, Sue, what you gonna do if people show up in Peugeot?
Peugeot's fast.
Jack_Skellington. All
in
this
my
testing
test
for nothing?
But it only gets 14 laps of fuel. So you're either gonna have to do some serious fuel saving, and you may still have to pit twice. Back to the race car.
Jack_Skellington said,
A little bit more
Gotcha.
horsepower. We're gonna, since I already did this once, this is just to validate that nothing, I guess this is to validate nothing changed in my test.
Said, so far I am sold on the 650.
650 is looking pretty snazzy. That's right, I said snazzy.
Jack_Skellington said, really poppin'. Papa's House of Game.
Yeah, so this is looking like the same.
Yes, Jack.
It's going to be 15 laps of fuel, so way less fuel. So the race car burns more fuel. But here I am at, this is what's weird. I'm at 175 miles an hour, 176. There, it was just starting to blink.
Jack_Skellington said,
so the test car hit 177 sooner and easier. Like there, I hit 177, but yeah, I'm only getting, so, you know, Fernando, I mean, the test car does seem better. It's slightly faster, probably a half mile an hour faster, and 2.5 laps better over a fuel run. So about, what would that be? 5, 6, 6 or 7 miles farther in a fuel run.
PHG Mustang Chuck said, just shaved another 10th off my nation's practice time.
Alright, so...
Fernando Buttons Happy Fun Time Hour said, glad to hear that. Not going crazy.
Alright, so there's the 2 different AMGs. I would think the newer one would be better on fuel. Alright, I don't have this on my list, so let me add it. So the 2020 Merc. We'll do the 2020 and the 2016 just for the heck of it. Gear. We're looking right around that 17 laps of fuel. 77. We hit 178. Oh, we barely touched 178. There we go. More solid 178. Probably around 17 and a half laps of fuel. Closer to 18 laps of fuel. Quite a bit closer.
PHG underscore Shaggy underscore do 88
Shaggy
said, I've already got my car and livery ready, smiling face with horns.
Yeah, really depending on what car I'm going to go with, I don't know if I've already got a livery made or if I'm going to have to quick knock one out. $178. And 18 laps. 78, 18 laps. test 2016 Merc.
PHG_Shaggy_Do88 said, I do love the way I set up the race, a dozen cars are viable depending on strategy.
I mean, there's so many cars in here. I'm not going to bother testing the Alfa Romeo. I'm not going to test Audi. I will test 2 of the BMWs, and I think 1 or 2 of the Jags, and then I think that'll be... And then I got to get the other Volkswagen. We're getting there. There might be some hidden gem that I missed. There's like 50. I think McNaughty said there's 50 some GT
PHG
Group 3 cars.
Said the JAAAI Jack_Skellington said, have you tried vet yet?
I did run the vet. It was not good. I can read you the numbers once I'm done with this one. My list of possible cars, it will not be in it. But to each their own. Six. 77. See if this thing will just kiss 178 as well.
PHG_Shaggy_Do88
looks like it's pretty much going to be the same.
Said, the car that was meta for the nation's race here, the Aston, is so damn good on fuel, but
yeah,
it's so damn slow, LOL.
Yep. Alright, so we touched 178. Like it's also going to be 18.1 gallon laps of fuel, so slightly better on fuel, marginally.
Jack_Skellington said, Subet bad on fuel, or why bet bad?
This thing might be like 18.3.
PHG_Shaggy_Do88 said, Jack, PD doesn't like the vet at all, LOL. Jack_Skellington said, I noticed Shaggy. Jack_Skellington said, BC it's America. Jack_Skellington said, face with tears of joy. That YPD no like.
78 and 18 point.
PHG_Shaggy_Do88 said, only love is towards the GTs.
Alright, so the 2016 Merc is the same speed, but it does get 0.4 laps better fuel mileage. Alright, so for the Vet, I had 177 miles an hour as a top speed and 16.1 laps on fuel. So both the Mercs are 1 mile an hour faster, but 2 to 2.5 laps better in fuel.
Said, how do the 6 cylinders do?
going to test the BMW M6 Endurance.
Jack_Skellington.
And then I think I'll test the M3 just
like
for the heck of it.
GTR.
Or no, not the M3. I'll test the Z4. Yeah, the M3. 307 horsepower? Yeah, no way is that going to keep up.
Fernando Buttons Happy Fun Time Hour said, yes. GTR.
But yeah, I'll test the Z4.
PHG_Shaggy_Do88 said, I'm picking up a pizza currently for lunch and tonight.
See, last time I did manufacturers, I chose BMW, and we had the Daytona Road Course, and I actually won that race. I think that was on my main account, the GT1 division. Somehow, I did not think the BMW was going to win that. I did. Like we're going to be around 17 and a half to 18 laps of fuel.
Fernando Buttons Happy Fun Time
Competitive
Hour
with the rest.
said,
It's like 177.
the car you are driving is one of my favorites in the whole damn game. PHG
Probably going to hit 178.
Do88 said, I pulled a podium in GT1 there with the Ferrari. Fernando Buttons Happy Fun Time Hour said, best. Decent mileage and tire wear plus a great lighting package.
.77 can't quite hit 178. Looking like it's going to be right around 17 laps of fuel. It's pretty average. 77, can we get 178? Nope. 177 it is. Oh, there's 178. Barely touched 178. Alright, it's 178 and 17.2. 78 and 17.2.
Jack_Skellington said, you are also forgetting one major aspect of this race.
What's that? probably going to say tires, aren't you?
Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said. No cheerleaders. Jack_Skellington. Said. Draft. PHG_Shaggy_ADA.
Well, right. The draft is very dynamic, though. All I'm getting is the base.
Jack_Skellington.
What does the car do by itself?
It will affect your numbers.
Yeah, what it does in the draft will certainly change. But that's hard to get a more, I'll call it, scientific test, because then you're relying on two people, and whatever variability, the variables end up going up exponentially as you increase more people. So it's hard to get a true test. Like the Z4 is going to be right around the same. 17.5 laps or so. Going to be right in that 176, 177 mile an hour range. Yeah, this is actually just a little bit slower at 176. Maybe I can get it to touch 177. Hitting 176 is not like a given. And the mileage isn't better by the looks of it. It's gonna be right around that 17.5, which a lot of the others. There's a whole bunch of cars that seem to have like the exact same specs, like between 1 or 2 miles an hour for a top speed. And within, 1 lap as far as the fuel goes.
Shaggy, you going BRZ or WRX?
I don't even have the Subarus on my list.
_do88. Said. Neat.
Yeah, I'm not even testing the Subarus. They don't have the straight line speed you need at Daytona.
Jack_Skellington. Said. Really astonished face. Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour.
176.
Said. Have you tried the RCZ?
17.7?
PHG_Shaggy_.
176, 17.7.
Said. Yeah, nope, LOL.
So 1 mile an hour, no, 2 miles an hour slower in the M6, but a half a lap better on fuel mileage.
Exploding head.
All right, let's go to the Jags. I wasn't going to test the SLS. Not testing the Audis. Not going to bother with the M3 or the Sprint model.
PHG_Shaggy_.
I wasn't going to test the GT Citroen.
Find the balance between fast and strategic.
Wasn't going to test the Viper. Or the Mustang, or the Genesis, or the NSX. We will test the F-Type. You know what? I'll test the Lexus too.
Happy fun time hour. Said.
I'm not going to test
RCZ
the GTRs.
Has a strong 6th gear, but
or
don't
the
think
911.
I've ever tried to get it to top speed. PHG_Shaggy_do88. Said. My choice may surprise y'all.
See what we get out of the Jag.
PHG_Shaggy_Do88 said, "There's actually two really good cars for what I'm doing, but one was only slightly better."
$176. Looks like this is going to be right in that same zone. Between 176 and 178 miles an hour. Right in that 17 laps fuel range. See if it ends up that way. Not a 7th gear. But really the Beetle's been the only one that I've found with a 7th gear. Group 3. But of course, like I said, I'm only testing maybe half the Group 3 cars. This, the Lexus, and then I think the Volkswagen. And I think that's going to be it.
PHG_Wheelie Sim.
Hey, Wheelie.
Hey, Sal GLHF.
Thank you. Looks like 176. Let's guess 177. Oh, 176. Like 17.5. $76, 17.5.
Said, "Hello Chad, have a happy Friday." Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said, "Mileage not good."
Mileage is pretty average. I mean, of all the cars I've tested, it's
Shaggy_Do88.
18, 17.7, 17.2.
You'll get to see my car when we load up for the race.
17.5, 17.6, 17.2. Lots of them in the 17 range. But saving 2.5 laps of fuel is going to be a lot.
PHG_Shaggy_Do88 said, "It's an crap moment." Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour. Said, "RCZ."
I haven't done the RCZ. I don't even think I have the RCZ, to be honest. Nope, I don't. Test the RCF.
Jack_Skellington said, "Lombo."
I haven't tested the Lambo. I mean, I can keep going with more cars if you guys want to. That's not a problem. Alright, so the Lexus, is looking really good on mileage. Much better than average. Can we still hit that 177 range? Does not have a 7th gear.
Said, take care.
Thanks, Wheelie.
Smiling face with sunglasses.
Thanks for stopping in. 77. Can we hit 178? We can. Alright, 178. God, it's looking like 19 plus laps.
PHG_Wheelie Sim.
Not hitting 179.
You bet. Thumbs up.
We're looking at right around 19 laps of fuel. That's better, and 178 is on the kind of the top end of average. Most of these cars have been 176 to 178. This one's hitting 178. It's probably 178 and a half, maybe 3/4. See if maybe I can kiss 179 here. Can't quite get it to 179. Hitting 178 pretty solidly. Not quite 19 laps of fuel. 178, 18.7. $78, 18.7. That is definitely better on the mileage. That's better than both the Mercs and the same speed as the Mercs. I mean, marginally better. Better than the M6. Better than the Honda by 1 mile an hour and a whole nother lap of fuel. Not quite as good as the McLaren 650. I mean, really, 1 mile an hour slower than the Supra, but over a lap better in fuel mileage. All right, I'm gonna duck out and get the Volkswagen VGT. Actually, I'm going to take another really quick bathroom break here. I'll be right back, guys.
PHG_Shaggy_Do88 said, Super is like I'm fast and a heavy drinker LOL. Moose21 said, Dislame.
Moose? Why you gotta pop in and be so negative? Welcome, Moose.
Moose21 said, you should let outsiders in.
I think that's the plan for the next season.
Moose21 said, we getting left to drowned.
Alright, we're gonna give this thing a shot and see what it does.
Moose21
Thought it'd be interesting.
said, LOL, hope we're doing good, dude.
I am doing great, actually. Alright, fire the lobby. Oh, that's right. I was going to buy the Peugeot also. Fernando requested that one.
Jack_Skellington said, you're really going to test VGT as well?
Yep. Alright, so I already tested the Peugeot, this Peugeot VGT. I don't own this one, so we're going to buy it, and then we're going to test it. That's the list. If you guys want, I can post all these results.
Moose21 said,
when I'm done.
Have you done daily race B?
I haven't done daily B. All I've been doing is daily C, and honestly, I've been loving daily C.
Fernando Buttons Happy Fun Time Hour said, it's worth it at other places also, so no loss of money.
Well, I'm a bit of a completionist. I've been trying to get every car in the game. So, ones I don't own, having to buy them is all part of my plan anyway. Eventually. Since I just got 2 mil for the time trial, that helps.
Said, I was cooking people in the Suzuki VGT LMAO. PPL couldn't even be mad. Papa's House of Game.
Yeah, good point, Papa.
I wouldn't post it. Their fault for not being here. Drive them to your channel because you do this, Stug. Papa's House of Game said,
you know, that's a good idea.
Fernando Buttons Happy Fun Time Hour said, RCZ is amazing at Dragon Tail and Kyoto. Jack_Skellington said, facts, Papa.
Papa always the businessman. Oh, this thing has a 7th gear. like it might be slow though. Yeah, it's gonna be. This may be the slowest car of the bunch so far. Let's see if we can hit 172. And actually, that 7th gear is not getting me the additional mileage either.
Moose 21 said, "It's kind of funny how competitive it is. Even though you guys are all on the same team LMAO. But I would be no different if not worse."
Well, that's the point though. That's what makes a team better, is to compete and to push each other to be better, not just be like patting on the back. Hey, you're great. You're great just the way you are. Don't change a thing. How do you get better that way?
House of Game said, "LOL Moose. It helps drive the team."
See? Yeah. I'm gonna finish this, but this car's garbage. for this race anyway.
Moose 21 said, "LOL. Jack_Sklinker said, "Yes, Sal."
I have a feeling the RCZ isn't going to be very fast, but we'll find out what it does. What have I got? Have I even hit 172? I think 171 is going to be it in this thing. Barely hit 171. And 15.5 laps of fuel-ish.
PHG Mustang Chuck said, "Well, what's the consensus? I've done running practice for Nations, so I figure I'll hang for a few more minutes."
Got one more car to test. 171 and 15.8. Yeah. Alright, so 171, that was the slowest car in the test.
Fernando Button's Happy Fun Time Hour said, "Come on RCZ."
And the Peugeot and the GT LM race car are the only two with less laps.
Moose 21 said, "LOL, now what do we do LMAO?"
Alright, so now we'll try the RCZ, and that should be the last test. I'll be honest, I don't have high hopes for this one. Sorry, Fernando. We'll see.
PHG Mustang Chuck said, "What did you mean by less laps?" Fernando Button's Happy Fun Time Hour.
So I'm calculating
said,
how many laps I believe
"No
the car
offense
can
at
get
all."
on a full tank of fuel. I'm running 4 laps and then checking how many remaining laps are showing up in my fuel map. The GT LM race car after running 4 laps, said it had 11 laps left to go. So only 15 laps of fuel. So other than the Peugeot VGT, the GT LM race car is the second worst on fuel. The GT, the Ford GT
yes, some people may just
test car
on the back, other people are hard
actually was 17.5 laps of fuel on a fuel run and 177 miles an hour, so right on par with a lot of the other cars. But it's just weird that the test car was better for this kind of race than the race car. Alright, so yeah, maybe a little bit better on fuel, but speed-wise it's slow. We're at 175. Let's see if we can hit 176.
PHG Mustang Chuck said, that is interesting. Fernando Buttons happy
looks like that's
fun
going to be
time
our
hour.
top speed is 175.
Dang it. PHG Mustang Chuck said, I might run the Peugeot VGT on fuel map 2 for 2 stints, and then run fuel map 1.
Well, if you're going to have 2 pit stops, you might as well just do it on fuel map 1. If you're going to run 1 pit stop, you have to save 12 laps of fuel in that car, according to my calculations. Actually, it looks like this thing's only going to end up with 16 laps of fuel, so slow and bad on fuel. Sorry, Fernando. What do we say, 175 is top speed? I can't hit 176. So 175, or no, I'm sorry, there's going to be 18 laps.
Mustang Chuck said, Fernando Buttons happy fun time hour.
175 and 18.1. 175, 18.1. Alright, so I think that should conclude my test.
Mustang
Any other
Chuck
cars you guys want me to run around quick?
It looked like you could do 15 laps or so on FM2 with the Peugeot.
Any other cars we want to run around?
PHG Mustang Chuck said, but I didn't test like you.
Wait, did the... I don't own the Lamborghini Group 3. Didn't we run that? Or did we run the Lamborghini Group 4 in NRL? Must have been the Group 4. You know, actually, I'm going to run the Genesis. Just for giggles. I'm guessing it's going to be slow. The other cars are in the 170s here. It's like fuel mileage, though, it's going to be decent. Not spectacular, but decent. Better than average fuel, below average speed. Actually, right up there with the Peugeot, it looks like. 74. Not going to hit 175. Looks like 174 is it. But it's looking like over 18 and a half laps on fuel.
Jack_Skellington said, Shaggy got me thinking, which car he gonna use?
Can't hit 175. The 174, it's going to look like 18.6.
PHG Mustang Chuck said, running this by yourself versus in a pack really goes to show how much work they put into the drafting physics and all.
174, 18.6.
Jadix, Sugar Shuffles said, hey Sal. PHG Mustang Chuck said, hey RJ.
Hey RJ, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Alright, so I think that's going to be it. Unless anybody else can think of one that maybe I don't have that we want to test, or if there's another one I do have we want to run around. Well, you know what? I was going to do the newer GT. Forgot about that. The 2018 model.
Jadix, Sugar Shuffles said,
give it a shot. See if it gets a little bit better. I'm guessing it won't, but I wanted to try it. Alright, no 7th gear. We're up to 177 already. We should be able to hit 178. Usually it's lap 2 we hit our top. 78. 79. Alright, 180. Okay, geez. Alright, this is now the second fastest car I've tested. 181. 181. That's only 2 miles an hour off of the Peugeot. And way better gas mileage than the Peugeot. Can I hit 182? Nope, 181.
PHG Mustang Chuck said.
Yeah, I knew Chuck was going to be happy all of a sudden. 181. Can we hit 182? Nope. Ah, so close. This is looking like over 18 laps of fuel. Still 180. God, it's got to be really close to 182. I'm on 181 for a while there.
Jadix, Sugar Shuffles said. But can PPL find partners to get on the same pitting strategy? You have some guys who want to run the same strategy with the same car. PHG Mustang Chuck said. And that 2 miles per hour can easily be made up in the draft, I think.
Alright. 1. I'm sure it's a really high 181. 181, and it's going to be 17.8. Yep. 181, 17.8. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. All right, so I think that's going to conclude the test. I'm going to rattle off all the numbers, and then I think I'm going to go offline. I just heard my kids get home from school, so I'm going to run upstairs. Yeah, I think that'll wrap up the test. So, here's what I got. AMG, the 2020 Merc, top speed 178 miles an hour, calculated 18.0 laps of fuel. The Merc 2016, also 178 miles an hour and 18.4 laps of fuel. The Aston Martin DBR9, top speed 172 miles an hour, but a crazy 28.0 laps of fuel. So one of the slowest cars, but one of the best on fuel mileage. The Aston Martin V12 Vantage, top speed 173 miles an hour and a calculated 17.7 laps of fuel. The BMW M6 Endurance topped out at 178 miles an hour and a calculated 17.2 laps of fuel. The BMW Z4, 176 miles an hour and 17.7 laps of fuel. The Chevrolet Corvette, 177 miles per hour and 16.1 laps of fuel. The Ford GT LM race car, 177 miles an hour, 15.0 laps of fuel. The GT LM test car, 177 miles an hour, 17.6 laps of fuel. The Ford GT race car, 2018, 181 miles an hour, 17.8 laps of fuel. The Jaguar F-Type, 176 miles an hour, 17.5 laps of fuel.
Sugar shuffles.
The Honda NSX, 177 miles per hour and 17.5 laps of fuel.
Could they get away enough to make up pits?
The Hyundai Genesis, 174 miles an hour, 18.6 laps of fuel. The Lexus RCF, 178 miles per hour and 18.7 laps of fuel. The McLaren 650S, 179 miles per hour and 20.4 laps of fuel. The McLaren F1, 178 miles an hour, 17.2 laps of fuel. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Final, 174 miles per hour, 17.7 laps of fuel. The Peugeot VGT, the fastest at 183 miles per hour, but only 14 laps of fuel. The Peugeot RCZ, 175 miles an hour and 18.1 laps of fuel. The Toyota Supra, the GR Supra, 179 miles an hour and 17.4 laps of fuel. The Volkswagen Beetle, 172 miles an hour, but 20.2 laps of fuel. And the Volkswagen GTI VGT, 171 miles an hour and 15.8 laps of fuel. Those are all the cars I just got done testing. That's a lot of data. That's maybe half of the Group 3 cars, I think. I go check my inventory. So I didn't check all the Group 3 cars I even have. I didn't test the Audis at all.
Papa's house.
I didn't test the Subarus at all.
Based on those #S. I know what I am using. Thank you, Sal, for the work, sir.
No problem, Papa. Let's see, we go to Group 3. Well, I guess I own 44 of the 49 Group 3s. Oh, that was the other one I was going to test. Was the Skyline, the Silhouette. That one used to be crazy fast. I'm not going to bother with the Suzuki. I'm not going to bother with the Viper. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. There's all the data I'm putting together. I'll have to go through the numbers myself, come up with my own either top 3 or just decide which one I'm going to go with. But there you go. That was getting a lot of stuff out of the way. So we will see everybody tonight at the first in the PHG Exhibition Series. This should be fun. It's 40 laps at the Daytona Tri-Oval. Drafting. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a nerve-wracking race. So I look forward to it. So see everybody tonight. Everybody take care. I'm out of here. Peace out. Bye.
Jack _ Skillington. Said. Yay second split.